I'm sorry that I have to write this on your window. I swear I will clean this off as soon as you finish reading this. I still remember the first time I met you, when we were still kids. Our bedroom is next to the others. Although there is a thick wall between us, we share a window that allows us to see each other. Our father would lift us up with their strong arms so that we can see each other through the window. By the time our eyes met, I felt enchanted by your gaze. Your pupils shone with the light emitting from your young, curious soul. We smiled at each other and became friends instantly, as we're meant to be. We see each other every morning. I can't wait to step up the stool and see your cute little sleepy face across the window. Sometimes after we stepped out of our shower and greet each other completely nude, we won't blush, eyeing at each other's body, even like it's the most natural thing. As we grow taller, stronger, and stepping into the adolescence together, you start greeting me more often. Do you know how thrilled I am? You came to me and asked my opinion on your outfit, crying next to me when your heart is broken, and that time we explore ourselves in front of each other. The warmth of your lips passed through that thin layer of glass. You've driven me wild. Since then, I vowed that I would always be the one next to you, to share our joy, to smooth your sorrow, to hug you in my arms. You are the light of my life. I forgot when I started to stare at the window and waiting for your appearance. It becomes my daily routine. All those days and years waiting at the other side of the room, your absence deprived my mind so much it hurts. When you finally switch on the lights and enter the room, your gaze and smile would save me out of my misery once more. You have become the reason that I cling on and live without falling apart. I am hopelessly in love with you. Our souls were intertwined ever since we laid eyes on each other. Every move we make are in sync. We're meant for each other. Your eyes are so hypnotizing that it makes me feel dizzy. That night I got so lost in your eyes, we went out of sync for just a split second. I don't understand. Why did you look at me so differently? Why did you look at me with fear in your eyes? Was it something I did? It has been 4 days since I've seen you. I miss you. With all my heart, the darkness is driving me crazy and I can't bear another moment without you. However, I know as a fact that one day you will return and see this note on your window. By the time you finish reading this, I want you to look past the script and look into your eyes. You will see me smiling genuinely and sincerely to you by my own will for the first time. I want you to know that I would do anything to be with you, my love. Soon enough, this layer of thin glass won't stop me getting closer to you. Just a few gentle tap with a hammer. I will be next to you, smelling your scent for the first time, feeling the warmth of your skin, live with you in your inverted world. Love, your reflection. I know we've all texted while driving before. We're not supposed to, but it's one of the biggest problems in America. I'm no exception. I admit that I look at my phone more often than I should while behind the wheel. After the past few days, I'm definitely going to think twice. While driving on the highway today, I was driving to get some lunch while my girlfriend was at a summer college class and I was waiting for her. While driving, I went to look at my phone and saw a text from her. "Hey honey, I love you," is all the message consisted of. I looked at it, smiled, and began responding. As I was responding, I drifted in the lane next to me and the blacked out truck next to me honked and I snapped back to attention. I looked around the road and then back over to the black car, whose windows were rolled down and was just staring at me now. The driver looked to be a normal guy, bald, glasses, nothing out of the ordinary. He drove like that next to me for what felt like the rest of the car ride. He even got off on the same exit I did. I got more and more paranoid the more he followed me. And finally we parted ways as I pulled into my destination. Clearly shaken, I looked back at my phone for the first time and noticed it was dead. That threw me off because I could have sworn I pulled it out of the charger less than 5 minutes before I started driving and it was at 100%. I turned it back on and it started backing up like normal. When it started up, I noticed the reboot screen was weird. Instead of a white screen with a black Apple logo, the screen was white, but the Apple logo was a dark, almost bloody red. Visibly disturbed, I assumed my phone was just finally starting to give out. That's when I realized what the man in the truck had done. I watched in horror as my lock screen, which was once my love and I, was now this awful, mangled, bloody picture of the two of us. The lock screen was our car, or scraps of our car is more accurate. The car looked like it had been folded there, with glass and bone and blood everywhere. For those who have a live photos for iPhone, this was the worst live photo you could ever see. I pressed the screen and watched in shock as the black truck completely massacred our car and drove off. I watched in shock and horror as my girlfriend's bloody severed head flew out of the window and my arms dangling lifelessly out of the scrap metal. Speechless and almost in tears, my phone unlocked by itself to show my second background. My puppy. This was where I began sobbing. My lock screen, which was once my 6-month-old puppy looking at me, was now a murder scene of a mangled, bloody, broken and gut-wrenching scene of my sweet Finley after being flattened out by a car. This too was in the live photo, and it played automatically. It showed the truck going over my sweet puppy, and then it was nowhere in sight. I started to sob uncontrollably and tried my hardest to find a picture of something to change it to. I looked in my camera folder and found nothing but 2,000 pictures of wretched and awful car accidents, all of them having to deal with me and my family. There were photos of my sister, close up with her neck snapped in half and glass piercing her face. Photos of my mother with her arms snapped in half. Photos of my love, completely unrecognizable, mangled by shrapnel and glass. The only thing these pictures had in common were the truck. I looked in my message box to see if I could text or call anyone, and that's when I was greeted with my whole message box to be one message all the way down. Don't text and drive. It littered my screen. I threw my phone to the back seat and just stared. When my phone started ringing, all the caller ID said was 000. I didn't pick up, but they didn't stop calling me. I eventually turned off my phone and left it in the back seat. Later on, the news that night, I saw that there had been a massive 7-car pileup on the same highway I was on. At the center of the accident was a blackout truck. The driver of the truck was the only fatality. In shock and in total disbelief, I went to go check to see if my phone was in the car, Sure enough,